The attraction tripwire that awakens a man's deepest longing for love. Tripwire, a hidden trigger that sets off a series of explosive events. Deep within the heart of every man is an intense longing to be someone's hero. This longing has ancient origins. You see, the cause of this longing is written into the very fabric of his DNA. And there it lies, dormant, until one day, the right trigger unleashes its power. I'd like to show you how to become that trigger, and how to awaken the full force your man's bonding instinct. But first, a story. It's the story of human connection. Before we can care deeply about someone, we must know something about their life story. Because stories evoke empathy, stories allow us to picture ourselves in someone else's shoes. Stories form the foundation of all human connection. They create the sensation of one shared life experience. It's strange, but true, that we can even find ourselves rooting for thieves and criminals so long as we see their story unfold. Movies like Ocean's 11 and The Italian Job illustrate this well. In the movie, Ocean's 11, actors George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and Matt Damon make for a cast of likable thieves. But beyond their good looks, we get pulled into the story. We discover what's driving Danny Ocean's motivation to rob a casino. A casino that just happens to be owned by his ex-wife's new lover. We can empathize with Danny Ocean's pain. And by the end of the movie we are actually rooting for him to get away with it. To steal the money and disappear into the sunset with his ex-wife, Tess, by his side. Perhaps stranger still is the way we respond to fiction in the first place. A skilled novelist can have me on the edge of my seat, rooting for a person who doesn't even exist in real life. Literary critics may scoff, but I actually liked the Twilight series by Stephenie Meyer. I think my hand was actually trembling from adrenaline as the Volturi began to march across the field, intent on destroying Isabella's daughter. But wait, that's all make-believe. So how could it cause a physical reaction in my body? The answer, of course, is the power of story. Since ancient times, stories have been the primary means by which humans communicated important information. Because of that, our minds are literally wired for story. Since ancient times, stories have been the primary means by which humans communicated important information. Because of that, our minds are literally wired for story. Stories influence our emotions. They are at the heart of communication, allowing us to feel connected to each other. When I reach the end of my life, I know which people I will want by my side. It will be those who have witnessed my life story. The friendly, pretty nurse may be a wonderful person. But if she is a stranger to me, it doesn't matter what positive attributes she has. I will still feel alone. Because she does not know my story, and I do not know hers. Knowing this instinctively, she will expend great effort to quickly summon my friends and family. The people who know my story. To trigger a man's deepest feelings of attraction, you need to become a special part of his story. You do that by revealing your needs, and allowing him to help you meet them. Why? Because it triggers his hero instinct. Here's the formula for triggering a man's hero instinct: story plus need equals activated hero instinct. A man's hero instinct compels him to seek a relationship that lets him take on the role of a provider. That's why guys fall for a woman who knows how to trigger this attraction tripwire. It sets off a series of reactions in his emotional world. It makes him happy in a way that's hard for women to understand. Because they do not share his deeply rooted instinct to become someone's hero. Many women are vaguely aware of a man's desire to see himself as a provider. They understand, for example, why he may become depressed and pull away from others during a period of unemployment. But these same women fail to recognize the power of the opposite effect. Make a man feel like your hero, and you unleash his desire to commit to something more. He can't help it. He just starts to see you differently. It's as if your relationship unlocks a version of himself he has always longed for. It feels right in a way he can't put into words. It unleashes his protective instincts, the noble aspects of his masculinity, and most importantly, his deepest feelings of love and attraction. If that sounds good to you, about this relationship enhancement tool. It's something you can learn once, but then use for the rest of your life. You already have needs and desires. Why not learn how to translate those desires into requests that trigger his hero instinct? Then relax into the warmth and passion he is only capable of showing to a woman who has triggered his hero instinct. A woman who knows exactly how to become the central character in his emotional world. Ready to put this idea to use? Great! Because I've recorded an online video to show you a set of triggers you can use to get explosive results with this one simple technique. Many women are surprised to learn a man can actually feel more deeply in love when he feels more deeply needed. That seems strange, doesn't it? And yet that is the reality for men. Many of us have a tendency to buy gifts of the sort we would like to receive ourselves. It can be like that with love. We try to love our partner the way we want to be loved. So you make him feel special. Yet he seems unaffected by that. You speak your own native love language to him. Apparently, he speaks another. But I'm here to tell you about one incredible, universal method you can use to grab his attention by triggering his hero instinct. Click the link in the description to find out more.